Hello, everyone, and welcome to Khel Now TV. This is Wali Siddiqui, and today with us we have a special guest, and his name is Fernando Meira. I'm sure most of you do remember him. You have to actually make use of that nostalgia because he was one of the stalwarts in that iconic Portugal's campaign for the 2006 World Cup that took place in Germany. Back then, he had a really good funky hairstyle. Even right now, he has adapted as per the climate of it. But yes, you do remember for his defensive duties at the back, Portugal's number five. And right now, as of now, he is a player agent. We will talk about that as well. But to brief you all about Fernando Meira, he has seven club titles to his name, 54 appearances for Portugal. And like I said, in 2006, he was one of the stalwarts. And how can we forget the quarterfinals against England as they beat them 3-1 on penalties? So, Fernando, welcome on the show. And first of all, how are you doing?
Wally, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be part of your show. Everything is okay. I'm a little bit exciting because today will be the opening game for Portugal. It will be a very difficult game against Ghana. So far, we are seeing some unexpected results in this World Cup 2022 in Qatar. And hopefully Portugal can start today with a win and also with a good performances.
Well, just like every other fan in Portugal and Fernando himself, there are plenty of fans in India as well. By the way, Fernando, who support Portugal, not just for Cristiano Ronaldo, but plenty of other players such as Bruno Fernandes, Bernardo Silva. So yes, it is going to be an interesting watch against Ghana. They're a quality team too. So Fernando, first, before we head into the World Cup, I'm just going to ask you about how has your professional career been right now as a player agent? Are there any current players that you're representing that you would want the audience to know?
Well, I finished my career in 2013. After that, I was starting agency career with two partners, with Pedro Mendes and Nuno Assis. They also were international football players from Portugal national team. So far, it's going well. We have Paulinho, the striker from Sporting, who was also a part of national team. Portugal, Claudio Ramos, a goalkeeper, also from Portuguese national team. We have a lot of young players also from Portugal. Some players were playing in China, other in Europe. We are progressing as a company, and so far it's been a fantastic experience because I can always be inside of football, have a relationship with a lot of ex-football players, with new coaches, with new players, to pass to our players also the experience about what is to be a football player. And also for these young players, you know, that it is also important for them not only to have a good agent, but also to have someone who can pass them some good experience, some good advices, because especially for the young players, this is also very important.
We are the class of 92. Phil, Ryan, Nicky, Paul and myself will be teaming up
to make match predictions at the World Cup.
If you and your friends want to compete against us,
you should form your own team of 5.
It's free to play and making a prediction is easy.
Simply go to the match and pick your results.
Every correct prediction from a member of your team
contributes to points and your total team score.
If your team beats us,
which I think is very unlikely because we're going to get it right, I'm sure, but if you do,
you and your friends will stand a chance
to attend a virtual meet and greet with us.
As a bonus, the captain of your team
will receive a signed jersey and a photograph of one of us.
Make sure you go to zuzukickoff.com. There is limited availability, so get in there first.
Well, yes, now that you are an agent, let's just turn back time. Let's just rewind and let's go into the life of a younger Fernando Meira. So obviously you did take inspiration somewhere down the line. I just want to know, what was your first World Cup memory, Fernando? Because we have heard stories of certain players idolizing the likes of Maradona, Pele, because of which they took the decision of, representing the nation somewhere down the line in a World Cup. So what was your first World Cup memory as a child?
It was Argentina. You talk about Maradona. I was a big fan of Fernando Redondo, the number 6 from Argentina. This great generation with Batistuta, Maradona, Redondo, Cáceres. I mean, they had a fantastic squad. And I was a big fan of Argentina. I was following Argentina all the time. A big fan also from Maradona. I mean, who could not love the way that Maradona was playing with the ball, was his warm-up. And watching a World Cup is always fantastic for us. And for a football player, you always work, you always training, you always fight so much for such an event. Many players don't have even the possibility to participate in a World Cup. If we see now, for example, Haaland, the striker from City,
Yes.
not being in a World Cup final, it's not normal. I mean, it's a big disappointment. I mean, it's a big disappointing for us as a football player, and I think many players, when you play in a big club, you always want to play Champions League. But when you play in the national team, you always have the dream to play in a World Cup. I had the opportunity to play in 2006 in Germany. We lost in semi-final against France, but it was a fantastic experience. And I mean, I will always be carrying this experience for all my life.
Well, yes, Diego Maradona, loved by one and all, and you achieved your dream by representing your nation on the big stage as well. So congratulations to you on that as well, Fernando. So let's get ahead, and I just want to have a bit of a comparison over here. So Fernando, I just want your general opinion on how football has evolved. So what was the difference between football during your time and with the football that we are seeing right now?
I mean, in my time, the football was more hard, you know. Now the football is playing faster. I think all the football players, they are really fast. Me as a player, I was fast as well. But now everyone, the majority of the players, they have the speed. They have this great skill as a fast player. And I remember one of these days to see an interview of Arsene Wenger. And the main thing that you always scouting in a player is speed. All the players that he was scouting to Arsenal, all the players must have speed. And now, in our days now, you see that the speed in the game is really high. The intensity of the game is much higher than in my time, because now football is running like a huge enterprise, not only in the marketing, but also every day, the way that they prepare themselves, they training themselves. Also, the technical squads, you see that they are much bigger because they have so many things that they want to improve. I was watching this week here in Football Summit in Portugal, that he was in Porto this year, and I was watching an interview from Abel, the Portuguese coach from Palmeiras. He has 59 persons working with him in Palmeiras. 59, you know, in his technical squad, because there are so many things that you can improve as a player, improve as a coach. Psychological, the way that you rest, the way that you eat, the way that you training, they always try to improve more. Now, in my time, the technical squads, they were not so big. Of course, the intensity was higher, but now everyone is trying to improve the way that the player, I mean, they improve all the small details in order the player to become faster and stronger when the day of the game arrives.
So it's a big evolution over there, and you will have to give credit to everyone, not just the players, but the people who are working behind the scenes as well. And that's exactly what Fernando is telling us about. So Fernando, let's move ahead, and I'm going to ask you about that dream run. I wouldn't say it was a complete golden run, but at the same time, you did something which was significant because you made it to the semi-finals of the World Cup in 2006. So just run me through that entire campaign as a whole. What were your feelings throughout the campaign?
We had one huge advantage. Our group was really connected, and as you know, football is not only about passion, about love, but it's also a collective sport. So when you play a collective sport and not individual one, you must work as a team. You must fight as a team. And we had a fantastic dressing room, a fantastic family. That's why, of course, we also had the quality, which is also very important. But that's why we could give such a fantastic performances and good results. We had a fantastic squad with Deco, with Pauleta, with Figo, with Cristiano Ronaldo, Ricardo Carvalho, myself, Manish. I mean, fantastic players, good squad, experienced ones, a little mix between experience and also young players. I remember against Mexico that Ronaldo lost his father and he wanted to play in the same day that his father died. And he told us, I will be ready to play because I want to win, to dedicate this win to my father. And thank God we beat Mexico. We went to the quarterfinals against England, as you know, that we beat them in penalty. But in Germany was fantastic. I was champion in Germany in 2006. And to play in the country where the people respect me, the people also know me more than in the majority of the countries. When I was captain of Stuttgart, I was champion there, and to play a World Cup final in Germany, it was like a dream for me. I was playing all the time. I didn't see one unique yellow card because I was really focused. We had so much support from our fans when we arrived to the airports, when we go to the trainings, into the hotel. Many supports of our fans, because this is what is a World Cup. The World Cup, these small details, these small experiences that you find in the stadiums, in the dressing room, but also outside. I mean, when you while you are traveling, when you are training, when you are in the hotel, the people supporting you. You see in the television the people in your country fighting for you and crying for your about your results. I mean, World Cup is always the best of the best. I mean, it was a fantastic experience in 2006. I am really proud. I think that with a little bit of luck, we could beat France and play the final against Italy. But I mean, in general, we are very proud of our performance.
Well, very well summed up over there, because you did feature in all 7 games in the World Cup. And if I'm not wrong, there were 4 clean sheets for Portugal in that campaign. So that was a fantastic job by you guys. So you were talking about England over here, Fernando. So it was 0-0. There was also a red card. We all know what happened between the 2 teammates, Ronaldo and Rooney. There was a wink, which is still talked upon till today's time, right now as well. So I just want to ask you first about that red card incident, about what was going through Portugal's head, Ronaldo's head with that wink. And at the same time, when you went to penalties, what were your thought process? Because it's actually 70,000 people looking at you over there and a quality team in front of you. The eyes are on you. So how did you react to that situation, as well as when you were going through penalties?
I mean, you are prepared for this kind of moments. I mean, you training for these moments, you prepare yourself mentally for this kind of moments. Football is about preparation. It's about the way that you eat well, that you rest well, that you training well, to arrive to the day of the game on the weekends and perform well, to arrive at the end of a season and get championships, get titles, get better contracts. Football is about that. And when we arrive to a World Cup final, to a penalty shootout, you have to be very confident. Most of all, confident. Everyone must be confident. We must pass these positive vibes to everyone, believe in ourselves, believe also in our partners, in our goalkeeper Ricardo. He took out the gloves and he defended the penalties. I mean, these things they are. I mean, you can pass these positive vibes and not fear. You can never show fear to your friends, even if you are tired. You cannot show tired. If you are nervous, you cannot show them that. And particularly with England, of course, Ronaldo wanted to win that match more than nothing, to show that he has quality to beat England. They had a fantastic squad, but we were so confident. We were so focused in our games, in our small details, in our small battles. Myself with Rooney, with Peter Crouch after, with Beckham, with Carragher. I mean, they had a fantastic squad. But Portugal, as I told you, Wally, we were really connected. We were really strong as a team, not only in the quality of our players, but most of all as a family, as a real football squad. We were really united, and that's why we were so successful in 2006.
The top mentality there by the Portuguese players as well. And like you just mentioned over here about Cristiano Ronaldo taking the final penalty, and he was just 21 years old during that World Cup. And to take the final penalty, to have the confidence that he is going to win the game for Portugal was something else as well. So I'm going to talk about Cristiano Ronaldo with you. So tell me about this, Fernando. Like, what was it like to play alongside a 21-year-old, more raw Cristiano Ronaldo? And did you expect him to actually be the global star that he is right now, the 5-time Ballon d'Or winner, European trophies after Champions League, winning the Euros for Portugal? Did you expect him that he was actually destined for greatness back then?
I started to play with Cristiano Ronaldo when he was 17 years old. When he arrived to the national team, I was already there. I received him. I could see the talent that he had. I mean, everyone in Portugal could see the talent of Cristiano Ronaldo, but most of all, his mentality. He's very competitive. He wants to win everything. He wants to be faster than you, stronger than you, score more goals than you. I mean, he's very competitive, and that's why he became such a fantastic player, because he was already a fantastic player with 17 years old. But everyone back there in 2006, we could see that Cristiano Ronaldo was ready to be the best player ever in Portugal, one of the best players ever in the world. He was ready to be the number one. He was already the number one for us. So that's why we put so much confidence, so much pressure as well on Cristiano Ronaldo, because he was ready for it. He was the best one. He could make the difference for us. So why not to let him decide the game? So he was confident. He was feeling confident as well. And Ronaldo is always the first one to come to the training. He's the last one to abandon the training. And those small details, at the end of the day, with his quality, make him be one of the greatest players ever in the entire world. Ronaldo is unique. He's a fantastic player, and with 21 years old, he was already for us one of the best. But with 22, 23, 24, he was improving even more his skills, his performances, his goals. He was a winger, but he was scoring so many goals. He played so many games as a number 9 at the end of his career, just like he's playing now as a number 9, and he's scoring goals like no one else. He's unbelievable.
Well, yes, he is unbelievable, but he is going through a rough patch at this moment of time. We are going to talk about veteran Cristiano Ronaldo now. That was a 17-year-old Ronaldo. Now he's more seasoned. You could say this is his last dance in the World Cup. He's won it all. He hasn't won the World Cup yet. But with all that is happening behind the scenes, Fernando, and with the controversies and with the media actually saying that there might be rifts between players, which I honestly don't believe in. Do you honestly feel that this could hamper Portugal's chances in the World Cup going ahead? Or are they completely focused on the tournament?
This is Cristiano Ronaldo is like this. In the past 2 weeks after the interview, everyone was talking about Cristiano Ronaldo. Everyone is putting pressure on Cristiano Ronaldo because simply he is the best. And he wants this kind of attention for himself. He wants everyone to talk about him because he knows that if everyone is talking about him, if everyone or some players, some people, some journalists, they are speaking bad about him, this is better for him. That's his pedigree. That's the way that he feeds himself with this kind of people who talk so badly about him, about one of the best players ever in the world. They still can criticize him. I mean, of course, all of us we all have some defects. We all make mistakes. We all sometimes say some things that we don't want to say, or we regret ourselves to say some things. But especially Ronaldo, he wanted exactly to do this, to call the attention to him, to have more pressure, to feed himself with this kind of willing to prove everyone that he's still one of the best ever. And I am 100% sure that Portugal will make a fantastic World Cup in 2022. Now in Qatar, starting today. We have a fantastic squad. We know that Ronaldo is not the young guy with 21 years old, but he's still one of the best. He's still a fantastic striker. He can score a lot of goals. And all the team will work for Cristiano Ronaldo. Will work to feed Cristiano Ronaldo to score goals, to give him this kind of importance that he has, that he needs. This kind of importance, and I'm sure that he will score a few goals in this World Cup final as well.
Well, so a big prediction over there by Fernando. So you were talking about the squad, Portugal squad. They have depth, they have quality. So like Ronaldo is definitely one of the names who you think will have an impact. But apart from him, Fernando, who else do you think is going to have a major say in this World Cup from Portugal's camp?
I can tell you step by step. I mean, in the goalkeeper, we have one of the best goalkeeper in the world right now. Diego Costa, the young goalkeeper from Porto, is a fantastic goalkeeper. If something is happening with him, we have Rui Patricio, fantastic goalkeeper as well from Roma. On the right side, we have Dalot from Man United and Cancelo, for me the best right defender ever. And Diego Dalot will be one of the best. I mean, he is already one of the best right defenders in the world as well. On the left side, you have Nuno Mendes from Paris Saint-Germain, for me the best lefty defender, together with Davies from Bayern Munich. And also we have Rafael Guerreiro from Dortmund. I mean, no problems at all. The best central back defender for me, Ruben Dias from Man City is a fantastic central back defender. With Pepe, with Antonio Silva, a young and very, very good talent player from Benfica, and also Danilo. I don't see problems in there. In the midfield, we have players like Bruno Fernandes, like Vitinha from Paris Saint-Germain, like Bernardo Silva, like Palhinha, William Carvalho, Ruben Alves from Wolverhampton. I mean, we have so many options. Mateus Nunes from Wolverhampton as well. On the wings, we have Rafael Leão. We have João Felix. I mean, Ronaldo in the front, André Silva. We have so many options. Otavio is a very good player from Porto as well. Wally, I mean, and we also left some good players in Portugal because at the moment we have so much quality and also so much quantity as well that it's not easy for anyone to make a star 11 from Portugal. But the main thing is that Cristiano Ronaldo is the captain, is the leader. Everyone wants to work for him, show themselves that they have quality and potential to play in the national team, to support him, to help him, to be the best Cristiano Ronaldo ever, because probably it will be his last World Cup final. Probably not, we'll never know, because with Cristiano Ronaldo, you never know. But if it will be the last World Cup from Cristiano Ronaldo, let's make it unique, let's make it memorable, let's do the best. Every single of them, they will for sure do the best they can to support Cristiano Ronaldo and make this World Cup final in Qatar 2022 one of the best ever.
Some really high quality players mentioned there by you, Fernando. And now we're going to talk about the manager because you just mentioned about the squad over there for Portugal, and he has a problem of plenty with the way that you are actually mentioning things. So, first and foremost, I'm going to ask you, is this going to be his last assignment as the manager of Portugal? And has he really done a really good job? Because let's be honest, you did win the Euros and then the Nations League. So, what are your expectations from him in this World Cup?
Expectations is to reach the final minimum. I mean, if we lose against Brazil in the final, it will be okay. He can still continue in the national team of Portugal. Of course, Wally, with this quality, with the quality that we have in our squad, the pressure is higher for the national coach. You know that we must fight against Turkey to reach the World Cup final of Qatar, because we didn't make it in the group, and with such a team, it was an obligation for you to qualify directly from the group, and it was not happening. So the pressure was there for the coach, the press, the supporters. They were pressing him, and of course now in the World Cup final he must do a fantastic job. And a fantastic job is to go to the final, is to be one of the main teams to win this World Cup final. Of course, you have Brazil as the main favorite, in my opinion. We have France, we have Spain, you have England as well, that I think that is a fantastic team, and you have Portugal. Of course, we always can have one or another team who can be a surprise, but I don't think that the other teams can be such a surprise to reach a final. I don't believe that. I think it will be between these 4 or 5 teams. But of course, is the way that he's playing. I mean, I am not a big fan. The majority of the supporters of Portugal, they are not a big fan of the way that our team is playing right now, because he's very conservative. He's not a coach who play too much into the attack, and with this team, with the quality that we have, we must have more ball possession, we must create more chances, we must have better results, and that's why he has a lot of pressure. He has pressure because the team is very, very strong. We have a lot of quality, a lot of quantity as well, and of course he has a huge pressure now in this World Cup final to reach the final. Otherwise, it will be really hard for him.
Really high expectations there set by Fernando Meira. So I think we already know like who your top 2 teams might be in the finals. But let's make it clearer for our fans, for our viewers over here, Fernando. This is just the final question. Who are the 4 teams that are going to make it to the semi-finals? Is there going to be a surprise team, or are we going to have the conventional team? So let's have it hear from you.
So I told you, I don't think even if we have a surprise in this World Cup final, I don't think a surprise team can go to the semi-final. I don't believe that. I believe it can be between Spain, Brazil, maybe Portugal, France, and England. Between these 5 teams, I think we will have for sure the 2 finalists of this World Cup final. And just like I told you, I don't believe that a huge surprise in this World Cup final can reach a semi-final.
And it'll be difficult to keep you unbiased over here, but who do you think of the favorites to lift the World Cup?
I think the favorite to lift the World Cup can be Germany. Germany. They didn't perform quite well against Japan. Japan is a good squad, but they were a little bit unlucky because they were not playing that well. Argentina can be also, in my opinion, one of the teams who can be left out of the groups, because not only because of the first game, but the way that they were performing in the first game against Saudi Arabia. I think that they were a team with some problems in the back. They miss a little bit of players who can run into the deep without ball. They have very good players, but they all like to have ball possession. No one is trying to run into the back of the defenses. And if you don't have this kind of speed that France have, that England have, that Portugal have, that Brazil have, players who have the speed to make the difference and not only to play the ball and be a predictive game. So if you don't have this kind of skill with speed in your team, I think you will always have a little bit of problems. And I think between Germany and Argentina, I think one of them will be left out of the group for sure.
All right. So, and I also asked you, Fernando, the favorites to lift the World Cup. So you mentioned Germany or any other team to lift the World Cup, to win the World Cup, basically.
To win, I will say between France and Brazil. I think the main favorite is Brazil.
Okay. So Brazil, so there you have it. Prediction given there by Fernando Meira. And I think that's about it. Fernando, it was a pleasure having you on Khel Now TV. Some really insightful answers there given by you about that dream run in 2006, about Cristiano Ronaldo, about Portugal's chances going ahead. So yeah, that's about it. Fernando, anything that you would like to add before leaving?
Yes, I would like to congratulate you, everyone who is behind of the show to organize this kind of event. All the Indian people who support this show, big kiss for all of them. I wish all the luck, many health. So thank you very much once again, Wally, for this invitation. And in the future, if you need me, please don't hesitate to call me. And once again, all the best for all the Indian people and also for your show.
Absolutely. Fernando Meira, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you once again, everyone, for joining us on Khel Now TV. For more content related to football, kabaddi, stay tuned to Khel Now TV. Follow us on socials. Make sure to share it with your friends. And until then, do enjoy the World Cup and do follow us on Khel Now TV.